Everybody, just coming to you with another thought on something I wanted to talk about. I actually shared this. Well, I did a lot of one of those live things on Facebook, but I thought I wanted to share it on my YouTube channel, and for whoever will be watching, and just to add it to my other videos. But it was a good topic, and I think it's worth adding it here, which is what does it mean to be a good dad, a good father? I know a lot of people may be asking that, even dads that you might be a young father, or maybe you got a kid coming on the way, or maybe you have a bad situation with your father, and you're wondering what is a good dad? What does it take to be a good dad, and what does a good father look like? And there's just a few things that I wanted to share that I think would be helpful. A couple ideas and a couple thoughts that I wanted to share. So I'll dig right in. This thought kind of started because I was watching Oprah, and she has this master class on her network. And in the master class, she had Shaq on there, and Shaq was talking about how he's never known his biological father. His dad was his stepfather, and that was his dad. And really, he attributes most of his success, all of his success. He attributes a lot of his success to his dad, and how his father really just believed in him. And he talked about how when he first started out, he was a terrible basketball player. He couldn't play. He got kicked. He didn't get picked to get on the team, even though he was tall. He was just awkward, and he just didn't do well. He wasn't a good player. And his dad believed in him and told him, you can do this. Practice, do this, go to this, get on this team, go see, this scouting coach. And he believed in him and pushed him and just said, just do what I tell you and you can do it. And it was interesting. One of the things that he said was every time that Shaq got a trophy in high school, he started getting better, and he was doing well. But every time he got a trophy, every time he won a championship, or every time he won a season in his high school, college, whatever it was, his dad would let him keep that trophy up there for one night. After that one night, he would take it off. He would take it away. And he says, okay, great. You did this. Good. Go get another one. Go get another championship. Go win another season. And that really pushed Shaq to continue to do well and push him. And he did it because he believed. His dad did it because he believed in his ability to get it done. And one of the proudest moments that he had was to see his father after his fourth championship and bringing that ring home and say, I did it. And his father was just basically said, thank you for listening to me and doing what I tell you to do. And so with that concept, I think one of the great things a good father does is can see the potential in his child, and can believe in his son, can believe in his daughter, and speak over them and encourage them to be the best that they can be, but to believe in them. And that belief in them is so powerful for a young person growing up, to know that their father is behind them, that their father sees them and notices them and says, you know what, you can do this and you got this. And I think that's a great attribute. That's an attribute to a great father. I think a second thing that is really a great father, of course, is being present, being there in the moment. I think we all know that a good father provides for his family, that works, provides at home, make sure that you have everything that you need. Of course, those are the things that other attributes that make a good father. That's hardworking and all of that. But I think where sometimes we lose it is to work so hard to provide that we forget that we're also building a life. That your children are going. This is your children's memories. This is what they're going to look back on 10, 20, 30 years from now, is this period when they're growing up right now. And was their dad present with them, encouraging them, being with them? Do they remember their father encouraging them and just being present there in the moment? So I think we as dads, one of the best things for a father is to stop and take notice of the moments. I know sometimes it's hard because you're trying to get things done, you're paying bills, you're fixing cars, and you're making sure your house is taken care of, and you got these daily things going on, and we forget to stop and slow down and say, you know what, I only have these precious moments with my son or child. I got to slow it down and make sure that I appreciate the little moments, because you never know when things can turn. One thing that's really important for me, for my children personally, is that they know God, that they have the Heavenly Father in their life. Because I think that spirituality, if you're spiritually healthy, which I call it spiritually healthy, is that the rest of your life, that's gonna lend to a healthy life, because it teaches you so many things. It teaches you faith. It teaches you how to believe. It teaches you how to push, even though you don't see it physically. You see it in the spirit. You see it out there in a vision. It teaches you vision. It teaches you perseverance. It teaches you love. It teaches you forgiveness and humility, how to serve, how to listen. It teaches you how to be powerful, how to know that your words have effect and can change, and your prayers are powerful. All those things are in spirituality, and I think that's very important. And I definitely think that's an important component to a good dad. One of the other things, the last thing that I would say is, and a lot of times fathers don't think of this, and you think you got to be on your deathbed for this, but you really don't. Is a lot of times we think, we should think, how will I be remembered? What will be my legacy? And sometimes when we hear that word legacy, we think of some millionaire, or whatever, some writer or something like that, and they have this grand legacy. But you have to realize that you have a legacy with your children, and it's how you will be remembered. And you want, when you are gone, for your children to look back and say, one thing about my dad is that he loved me. One thing about my dad is I could talk to him. One thing about my dad, he was there. One thing about my dad, he encouraged me when I was down. But you want to think about, how are you going to be remembered? What will be your legacy? And no matter what situation that you're in, you can always think about what your legacy will be, and how will you be remembered, and do you want your children? How do you want your children to remember you? But those are a few things that I think make a good father. I'm sure there's plenty of more, but that's food for thought. And I want you to think about those things, and hopefully it sparks some things in your mind, and you can begin to think about what can you do to be that leader, and to be that father that you think you need to be. And so think about it, and leave comments below if you like, and share the video, and stop by again, and I'm going to post more stuff as time goes by, as the thoughts come to me. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.